And we are ready at 1300 Smile Stadium. Live Holden Cup action. Penrith Panthers, North Queensland Cowboys, 2nd and 5th on the competition ladder. We are midway through round 16 of the competition. And it is the Cowboys working it from the southern end of the stadium to open up this 80 minutes. Callum Garn, the little number 9. Such quick service over the course of his short career, and he's looking for the Fuimanos, the Stevens and the like to be up on the advantage line and early. This is Ryan Lloyd. Going down the short side, just testing out the Penrith markers, and Tommy Skinner was awake to that. They go back to Jake Clifford, and he goes to the air. The fullback position for the Panthers is Caleb Aikens. Very safe, I wouldn't say cautious, but consistent young fullback, and a little over enthusiasm there from the Cowboys defence after a great set, great kick and great chase has really brought it undone.
Yeah, and it was a great start from the Cowboys. They just got down there and Clifford put it up, and that's really disappointing. And one of the things in under-20s, you know, you really got to cut out of your play. It just doesn't cut it in first grade, but, you know, it's all part of the learning process in this 20s.
Cowboys, wait for the foot, go.
Time to roll the sleeves up for the Panthers. Here is Stefano Haller. A tower of power for the Panthers 20s this year. It's his front row partner. Tommy Skinner, slow to his feet. As a result, the Cowboys defensive line gains the advantage there. Ray Maroon tries to break through that line, and doing so, moves into Cowboys half of the field for the first time. This is Mitchell Kenny. Couldn't roll him onto his back. He, for the best part, remains on his knees. Haller again. Haller. Desperate defence by Horsburgh. The lock forward for the Cowboys. Maroon. Goes the cutout pass, and it cut everyone out. All 5 of them, including the touch judge.
Yeah, well, it was the right option there. They had numbers. Little hooker got out. Spotted they had some short, the Cowboys were short down that side and just didn't come up with the right option there. Pass just through the hands. Well, it hit Filio on the chest, and he just couldn't quite handle it. There's a real opportunity gone begging there.
If it finds any one of the 4, it's a try. It's one they'll look back on and regret. It's one the Cowboys will be thankful for. Now, what can North Queensland do here? Getting it out from their backfield against such a big and physical middle as the Panthers have got. It is hard work. This makes it a whole lot easier. The Cowboys' first penalty on the 3-minute mark.
Yes, Andy, and they'll get their first attacking set down here. Should make a couple of 20-odd metres off this kick and start their set in wonderful field position. And you know, I'd like to see the halves just take control here, stick to their plan. It's great to see what sort of shot they'll come up with.
Played on 13 occasions, these two under-20 sides. Cowboys have won 6, Panthers have won 7. Panthers have had a real run of victories late. They play to the right-hand side through Horsburgh. He's a tireless worker, this big kid in 13. Impresses every week. Plays with a great deal of consistency, also a great deal of ticker. Good exchange of passing through the middle field of Garn, Stevens and Fuimaono all involved. Go back to the right-hand side of the field to Jake Clifford. He pumps it over the top. And he was looking for the bounce, Michael Carroll. He was in the right spot, but the ball wasn't kind.
Yeah, well, that'll be a set play from the Cowboys. They've taken it right to the line. Jake Clifford just bringing the wingers up. If he had got a kind bounce there, Mitch Carroll, it could have been a real opportunity, but I'm sure that's a planned move from the Cowboys.
Okay, second row's lock in nice and tight. Here's the line. Wait here, boys, on the line. Penrith's got the loose head. Okay. Ball. Out!
Panthers doing their thing. They play a simple style of football, better than most, and they do so for the opening 20 or 30 minutes of a game. Almost a style of football more akin to, I guess, first grade and less like what we do see in 20s from time to time. A mature approach. They work their way through the middle. And then when the timing's right, out it goes, and it's often spectacular. Playing through the centre again. On the last tackle, a good run from Skinner. Maroon in a dummy half. Out to the left-hand side. Sam Martin-Savage with the grubber through. The bounce this time is absolutely perfect for Carroll.
You're right, the Panthers forward pack, geez, when they go to the line, there's always a support play there, and you're right, it's more akin to an NRL standard, just their play off the ball. It's outstanding, the Panthers in the forward pack and their interchange of passing.
That's the plan of every head coach in the NRL, to have their under-20 side replicating the style and the systems of their first grade. However, 18, 19, 20-year-old young men, youthful exuberance often gets in the way. On this occasion, Penrith guilty of it, and it's another penalty here to the Cowboys. Hanging on too long. Not a lot in that one. Back our refs here, 100%. They too have made it very clear what they expect from the players in this opening 6 minutes. They're not going to tolerate any nonsense. This is Cody Morn. They're inside the go zone. Already the Cowboys. Garn at dummy half. Plays it back on the inside. Stevens. 2 metres out. Short to the right. Great defence, Penrith Panthers. They have not only kept Caleb Fuimaono out, they've driven him back. They go to Jake Clifford, on to Corey Horsburgh. Ball out the back, not lost. It was flicked. Numbers here for the North Queensland Cowboys. Ryan Lloyd backing his way to the line. He is denied on tackle number 4. Kalen Ponga to dummy half. He tries to muscle over, but is held up.
Last tackle.
Yep.
Maybe Caleb would like that again.
Yeah, probably not the right option there.
Yeah,
They've got
Kalen.
a big right-hand side shot ready to go, and I thought they could have went right. Bit of white line fever there from Kalen, but here we are on the last.
Out to Mitch Dunn. Up we go. Test for the Panthers at the back, and Daniel Brown. Perfect under pressure, and straight back out to the 20. If Brown's quick enough, he's over the line. What great vision from the winger. What great urgency.
Probably not the right kick there from Dunn, just put a bit too much weight on it. As you say, he's a noted tried scorer, and geez, he was off quickly.
There was only 3 Cowboys there, and they showed a determination and a desperation that their coach will be very proud of. Just didn't have that toe, did he, Daniel Brown? He got the set started. Do his teammates reward him for his work with points at the end of it here? Still mid-count. They are just 2 metres out. Maroon into dummy half. Wide to Martin-Savage. They play short. Great defence from the Cowboys, and knocked back as the call. Last tackle here. So far, so good for this North Queensland defence. Bloor pumps it over the top, looking for Brian too. He flicks it back to Robbie Munchausen. Oh, that was close. The 2 North Queensland boys there in Tu and Munchausen combining on this right-hand side. Unfortunately, you don't get awarded a try for close, but this was just that.
Well, it was a decent effort, wasn't it?
No, well out. What are we jumping up and down for, Tady?
Yeah, we're pretty high up here, Andy, but
it looked spectacular.
It did. It looked amazing, but it's funny how one bad kick, Andy, obviously changes that whole momentum, and obviously the Panthers on the attack there nearly come up with points off a one bad kick from Dunn.
Is it time to settle here for North Queensland? Just get back into the game in terms of the battle for territory at 0-0 as we get close to the 10-minute mark. Good quality of footy from the kids.
Well, it's been a great start. It's probably the standard you'd expect from 2 teams well entrenched in the 8, so it's been quality football so far.
Well, nothing more certain, is there? first real big error. That one from North Queensland. Kicking out on the full, it was Mitchell Dunn. Big likely lad, played under 20s for Queensland a couple of weeks ago. A 6 or a back rower, but at that size, the back row's calling.
Yeah, he's a wonderful player. Him and Jay Clifford both very good defensively too in the Cowboys. There's not too many teams in the halves. You get that, halves very strong defensively.
Maroon, he goes short to the fullback. Caleb Aikens just helping out his middlemen here. They will appreciate that rest. Midway through the count, Mitch Kenny. On his outside was Tom Skinner. He used Skinner as a decoy, not as an option there. Haller. Last tackle. Blower. Dummies and gets whacked for his problem. Spits it out the back to Aikens. It is still the last tackle.
Come through, Toddy.
Congratulations, North Queensland, and in particular, Caleb Fuimaono. Very good defence on the line.
Well, it's great defence from the big boy. Didn't take the dummy from the young half and come up with a much-needed shutdown of that play. And I think if the Panthers had their time again, they would have just dribbled it in and tried to get a repeat set. But nevertheless, the Cowboys are working it off their line.
Great contact from Fuimaono. Here's the fall, Kurt Wilshere. Slow to his feet here, Michael Carroll. Oh, he's hurt that left ankle, I think it is. Good metres through the middle for North Queensland here. Kalen Ponga tries to expose some lazy markers. They were good there though, Penrith, and a time they needed to be desperate. And a kick out here from Jake Clifford. He just wants to calm things down. He wants to give his side 45, 60 seconds, a timeout just to regroup. Not a bad idea.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea. It's been a pretty quick start to the game. Both teams defensively had plenty of pressure applied to them, but they've both come up trumps, and we've got an injured player in the background here. So just slowing things down, give these big boys a breath. And it's not a bad option from the young half.
Oh, both ankles. That looked horrible. They both got twisted awkwardly. He's out to the right-hand side of the field, back onto his wing. A little ginger at the moment. And because it's a 20-metre scrum, I tell you what, the Panthers could probably do worse than a short side play here and test that ankle out. Centre field they go. Fair set of wheels on Michael Carroll too. The Goldies. The mag rims. Rugby league boots. Again, this centre field push. Hard to deny from the Panthers. Skinner and now to Bloor. He goes wide to Muncher. Robbie palms off one, then is trapped by three. Good communication in defence from North Queensland. A 47-metre gain in hand, and now Penrith go to the boot. Ponga! And knocked back as the call from the referee. Right on the spot. There was not a person positioned better than the referee there. Happy to run with that call.
I think he got it right, Andy. Caleb Ponga got plenty of air time, and young Bloor chasing the kick through there and nearly come up with the result from the Panthers.
Our referees here, Nick Pelgrave and Todd Smith. The two of them on the field. 10 out of 10 so far, boys. Going well. Now, men in yellow as the ball is dribbled towards the in goal. It doesn't quite get there. Some nervous moments for the fullback, Caleb Aikens there.
Well, he handled it well, but it's a great kick from the half. Jake Clifford just punching it into the corner. Again, a real mature brand of footy. Just turning this big Panthers pack around, making them come off their own line. A great kick there by Clifford.
Driven to the ground. Good defence from the Cowboys, limiting these metres. We're midway through the count and only now just over the 20-metre line. Philo, good run from him, and now this is Maroon. As always, he will wrestle for every centimetre, Ray Maroon. Dean Bloor pumps it downfield, an easy second bouncer for the fullback, Kalen Ponga. And like you watching from the lounge room or at your local, we too are waiting for Kalen to find a little bit of open space, because it's quite the act when he does.
Yeah, right, Andy. That was a great set of 6 from the Cowboys, starting their 6 on the set of 6 on the 40. He's just come up with an error. After all that good hard work of holding the Panthers down in their own quarter, they've come up with a costly error there.
We might have to check the record books shortly. 0-0 after 15 minutes in a Holden Cup game. And of course, last week, a season record, the Sharks 84-6 over the Tigers. It's the highest individual team score ever in NYC, but 6 points short of the all-time combined record of 96. That's some tries there, isn't there?
The old white flag must have went up pretty early in that game.
Yeah. Good work there from Munchow initially. Strips the call. A little frustration here from North Queensland.
Come out, Corey. No need for it.
Let you be the judge. Oh. Jake Clifford gave the innocent look to the referees there, but Jake, sorry, buddy, we've caught you.
Got you on camera.
We've got you on camera.
Always loved that look, Andy. It wasn't me.
Yeah.
I had nothing to do with it.
I still try and use it daily. Doesn't fool the boss once.
Be interesting to see where the Panthers attack here. They've come out to this right a couple of times. I think there's a real opportunity for them to shift to the left and catch them Cowboys out on some numbers.
Good shot put on Tommy Skinner. That's really solid defence from North Queensland. 10 metres out, the Panthers. Bloor looks on his outside, found Aikens, had a back rower coming back in towards the posts. Now they'll use probably Haller here, just as a settler. Maroon, something on here. They're playing to the short side. We could hear the calls of forward, forward, forward. That must have been one of the Cowboys defenders. It certainly wasn't any of the officials, as Maroon travels across field. He links with Skinner, who drops the ball.
Stay 10.
I like any footy, even the bad games. I love them. But this is quality footy between two good under-20 sides. The attackers as rock solid. The defence is up to it. They're getting into the face of each other and having a real crack.
Well, speaking to Aaron Payne in the pre-game, he really wanted his boys to, concentrate defensively today. He thought last week against the Storm when they lost, they had all the ball, they had all the running, but just defensively, their principles, they really let themselves down. So they're right up for it, the young Cowboys. Their defence today has been outstanding.
Cowboys in their last two first halves have not conceded a point either.
When you're ready.
No surprise for Aaron Payne.
Out!
Oh, horrible ball from the scrum base. Could have very easily ended in tears, that one. It doesn't, but it makes it just a little harder on the home side. And Cody Morn does his best up over the 10-metre line. A good run from Cody. This is now Corey Horsburgh. They have given big Corey no chance at all today to wind up. And Corey, in the middle of everything every week, lets his frustrations boil just a little bit there.
Well, they needed that penalty. The Cowboys are under the pump there. It was a great set by the Panthers off that wayward pass, the ball off the scrum. It really put the Cowboys under pressure, and that's a very relieving penalty.
North Queensland once again enter the right end of the field. If you're a Cowboys fan, that is. Fui Maono, Horsburgh. Inside the 40 already. Callum Garn into dummy half, plays out to the right and finds Mitch Dunn. He in turn finds Fui Maono again. No real meters made. Garn and a dummy half, had a couple of decoys on his outside. They go to Dunn. Similar shape play as they head towards Garn. Now out to the right-hand side of the field. Jake Clifford, he plays short to Cody Morn. The big right back rower, he gets to within 8 or 9 metres. Last tackle now for North Queensland. A deflection, not played at, so it is still the last tackle. Michael Carroll has kicked it across field and back. Probably not ideal. May well end in points. The ball is still alive here for North Queensland. The 19, Marshall Hudson. He had a piece of it as well. And offside at the end of it.
Well, what a passage of play there from the Cowboys. I can't say I've ever seen a kick backwards to get it across the field. That's what we expect from the 20s, but
kick across field and backwards to go forwards. There's Aaron Payne.
Wonder how he'd feel after that set of 6.
He'd be thinking that was a right Payne in the...
There we go. There's the kick. Goes straight back to Wiltshire, and it nearly come off.
Oh, that had to be forward to it from Ryan Lloyd. But Touchy was in the perfect spot. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt as well. A better position than us. And just at the end there, Kurt Wilshere judged to be in front of Marshall Hudson, the ball kicker. Dean Bloor, the halfback. Yes, good young talent with Sam Martin-Savage. Looks a little like Dane Gagai, a younger version of. Or am I seeing things, Tatey?
No, I think you're right.
Okay.
I tell you what, if he plays half as good as Gags has been playing, he's going to have a great and long career ahead of him.
Talking about Dane Gagai after Origin on Wednesday night, in a team and a backline full of superstars. He is and has been shining. Amazing football, and is just, as you well know, an absolute sweetheart off the field as well.
Well, every Origin performance he's been in, he's quite possibly been one of the best on the field. And again last week, 20-odd hit-ups. It was just outstanding the way he's bringing the ball back for Queensland. And 2 tries, it was a mountain effort from him, and very unlucky to get man of the match.
Penrith from Haliback to Maroon. They play out to Sam Martin-Savage. He grubbers through. The bounce a little awkward there, but well controlled and well read by Michael Carroll on the right wing.
Yeah, it's great work there from Carroll. He read it nicely. Good kick there from Savage. He put plenty of pressure on Carroll, but he come up with the right option.
Well, these are good meters here from North Queensland.
It's a quality game, Andy.
It is. Horsburgh. Up in his face they get. Was the 11 Reid Izzard. Playing out on this right-hand side. Reid, the most experienced of the Panthers under-20s players, but very simply hasn't had the opportunities after 21 minutes so far this afternoon. Downfield we go from Jake Clifford. Over to you, Brian, too. Beat the first contact that have done. Couldn't beat Clifford. What a great example the halves are setting. It was the 6 and 7 that led that kick chase. Yeah,
as I said before, that defensively both those halves, Dunn and Clifford, are very good defensively. And in the 20s, we did mention that it's very hard to get 2 halves that can defend as good as those 2, and it's a real plus for the Cowboys.
Billy Burns. Burns, the left-hand back row, very similar to what I just said about Reid Izzard. Hasn't had the chances so far in this game. Penrith have predominantly played this in the middle of the park. A kick through that they would probably like again because Sammy Martin-Savage made it probably just a little too easier on Michael Carroll.
Would have liked to seen him go to the air there, actually. He tried the little short one before, and Carroll read it well, and he read it again. Just like to see him put him under a bit of pressure, put it up nice and high, and have those footsteps coming down at Carroll.
Wilshere In the 4. Up in the face of Nathan Trail. Gee, that was good defence from Dilly Burns. Trail and Burns still going. May not have seen the end of that one. Callum Garn takes it up over halfway. This is now the last play for North Queensland. Local time, it's 1:10 in the afternoon. They've turned the lights on at 1300 Smile Stadium. We've got a canopy of cloud here, a little on the dark side, threatening rain for this afternoon. You don't want to see the rain wreck the football or get the crowd wet, but you need it up here. You need a little bit of the wet stuff, Tatey.
We do need a bit of rain, but I don't think it'll come today, Andy. I think it's just a bit of cloud cover. It's absolutely perfect conditions for footy. You couldn't get any better.
A good game, Richie Munchow. At left-hand fend with the right-hand carry that he possesses, it's a beauty. Izzard. Last tackle. Manny Luke in 14. On for the Panthers, a test for Ponga. Gee, he made it look easy. Kalen Ponga plays to his outside. It looked like there was a little bit of space for Marshall Hudson, but it was well read defensively by Penrith.
Oh, geez, he's got lovely feet, Kalen Ponga. Just the speed he gets across the ground creates a little opportunity on this left-hand side, but the Panthers handle it well. Just looking at Kalen Ponga, he's been sniffing around the middle of this play, the ball. Just wonder how long before a little offload or a little bit of second phase will get him through a little hole somewhere.
Looked like a failed gymnastics experiment, that. Play the ball, there were defenders on their heads and bums and backs, and Cowboys out to Ponga. Oh, lost his footing. An easy tackle for Dean Bloor there. Last now. Back to Ponga. Kicks through. And off the legs. Play on. Penrith survive another one. And really well done there. Kept his calm, Brian, too. For the Panthers.
That's a great run by the fullback there,
Aikens. Still going. Over the 40. Beats another. Now on to the 50, the halfway mark. Really good from the fullback. Now the middlemen are going to try and capitalise on that. Just as they try to, with a ball out the back and some second phase footy, they turn over possession and allow North Queensland a huge chance as we get closer to the 26-minute mark.
It was a great tackle from Cody Moore, just forcing the offload from the Panthers, got right up under the rib cage, and he's got his team the ball back.
Callum Garn plays out to Clifford, goes short to Cody Morn. Ponga again, sniffing around the football. Surely that was the top of the tip sheet for David Tangadatoa and the Panthers. Watch the number 1, who comes out to the left-hand side. The ball, however, goes to the right. And it comes free from the hands of Jake Clifford.
Well, they've had a couple of options down here now, the Cowboys, where they just haven't come up with a the quiet play at the moment. Again, back on the inside, loses his footing, and the ball comes free. They just haven't been able to quite nail that last play, get some repeat sets and build some pressure. You think if you can get a repeat set in this half for any team, because it's been pretty frenetic pace, and points will come off the back of that.
They're okay at marker.
Muscle through the middle.
Now 12. Keep going.
That's what they're looking to do. Manny Luke, younger brother of Sony Luke. Very talented family.
Now 17.
Very talented young hookers. That was good from Manny. Here's Jake Brennan.
Now 7. Square 11.
Middle forward onto the field. In fact, Tom Skinner, Ray Maroon and Stefano Haller, the entire starting front row for the Panthers is off the field. Here's Carl Winterstein. Last tackle, bit of room for Bloor. In goal or not? No, is the call.
Do one set on them, then we'll go back.
Great little kick again. Just both halves from both teams here, just really controlling play. The fifth and last options have been good. coming out of trouble. Just, again, rolls it in, makes the Cowboys come off their own 10. Just a nice little strike off the boot there.
Hey, Cody.
Earns his
Step
team
on
a
the
good
10,
40-second break at
Need
the
to step
scrum.
on the 10. Just get that cleaned when you get the
Yep,
chance.
only just,
Bit of claret. Bit of claret.
but
The
perfect.
modelling career. Wait for the out call, Penrith. Nice and close to your lock.
The
When you're
refs
ready,
avert the
Mitch.
respect of the
Square,
players, and the players
two
are
hands,
obviously
that's it.
comfortable,
Ball
so a little bit of
out.
fun out there between
yours.
Dean Bloor and our referees, Nick Pelgrave and Todd Smith. If you didn't hear it, they were asking Dean Bloor just to fix the chin. He had a little bit of blood on the chin, and the referee commented that he thought his modelling career may have been over. Love it. Oh, ball free. The contact here was impressive by Luke.
Just wait.
Was it the contact in the middle, or have we got something a little high here? I hope that is not the case.
Well, it was solid contact at the start.
Well, for headbutting someone's shoulder. You stay here, Toddy.
We don't want to see any player injured. A very awkward one. Nasty looking one. Solomon Vasuvalangi. Our first thought's obviously always with the injured player. He's talking.
Well, it wasn't a,
That's good.
it wasn't a high shot at the start. I mean, it did hit him around the shoulder and come up off the shoulder.
Yeah.
It didn't look like there was any malice in it, but I'd say by the way the doctor's pointing at his arm there, he might have a classic burner.
Burner, stinger, yeah. They're checking that there's the movement, and there is movement in all four limbs, but there's the pins and needles, which is, you know, the sign of the burner, isn't it?
It is. It's just that real nerve pain. It is horrible. And it does give you a hell of a fright as a player. I'm sure he'll be fine. As you said, he's moving his legs, but they are calling for what might be the stretcher by the look of that.
Had your fair share of these ones, Tatey. I don't want to bring up the past and some of the moments that you'd rather forget, but geez.
That was all too familiar.
Unfortunately.
Hence why I had the neck brace, or the wind keel, as most people called it.
I'd love to see you pop out the neck brace after hours of the Fox League social drinks post-game, wandering around the bar.
Geez, I reckon it'd be a hit.
Wouldn't it? And again, irrespective of what grade, what age, who the player, what team, always both medical staff combine to assist an injured player. You can see Reed Izzard just checking on Big Solomon.
Yeah, well, I'm sure this is all precautionary, but
yeah, and they can take all the time in the world.
Well, geez, Andy, I'd love to go to the record books, because we've had 29 minutes. We haven't got a point scored in under 20s. I don't think there'll be too many games where this has actually happened. As we know, there's plenty of attacking football in the 20s, and we have usually some really big scores, but 29 minutes in.
In the history of NYC, there has only been one half of football with no points. One first half, should I say. 2011, the Sharks and the Roosters in the final series. 0-0 at halftime. As far as lowest scoring matches all time, 10 is the lowest. That was 2008. The Dragons 6 beat it. I'll start that again. The Dragons 6 beat the Sharks 4. 10 points combined. Often we see that inside the opening 10 minutes, but 0-0 here.
The scoreline is not reflective of the quality of game we've had. It's been end to end. Both teams defensively obviously been very strong.
Yep.
But on the other hand, both teams are throwing plenty at them when they've had the chance as well. It's just been great defence, Andy.
I don't think it's the 0-all scoreline is a knock on the attacking system, structures or execution that we've seen. I think you're right on the mark there, Tatey. I think it's just an indication of the desperation, the defence, the want, the will, if you like. But right at this moment, our thoughts and our focus is on this young man, Solomon Vasu Valungi. Cowboys medical staff and doctor there, along with assistance from the Panthers. Former first grader Glenn Hall there.
Geez, he looked like he can play still, Hawley, doesn't he?
He asked you to say that. He asked me to say the same thing last week. So to big Solomon, we wish you well. There's Glenn Hall. He does look like he could play the big thing.
Give me the 50 after this, Andy, that he asked me to mention him.
The Panthers, majority of them on this right-hand side, all go over and tap the Medicab. And a word of wishes for big Solomon. We'll try and give you an update in the second half, but as Brent said, majority of this probably cautionary. We know he's conscious, we know he's talking. Everything was moving, but very simply, you can never be too careful.
We only got 5 in the scrum.
Now for Penrith through Reed Izzard. Half an hour of football gone. 0-all is the scoreline. This is Holden Cup. Annie Luke. He finds Mitchell Kenny. Driven onto his back again. Top shelf defence from North Queensland. Luke. Martin Savage. Aikens beats wide. Or the call of play on here. Daniel Brown circling around looking for points. Penrith may be a little lucky here.
Go, 0.
The 0 tackle. Playing short from Bloor to Izzard. Once again, North Queensland get numbers around the football. Luke out the back to Bloor. 17 is Brennan. Brennan! Denied by just a couple of metres. Luke again out to Sam Martin. Savage.
Clear 17. Don't dive in.
Great exhibition once again of defence. Luke is so dangerous in and around dummy half. He picks the right man in big Carl Winterstein. Seven and a half minutes till half time. Every player deserves their 10 or 12 minute rest. It's been a beauty, this one, as the goal is converted. 6-0 the scoreline. Penrith, North Queensland. Quality game of footy. Last time these two sides met was week 3 of the finals last season. Panthers 32-16 winners. Of course, they went on to play grand final footy where they led by 300 at half-time and got run down in the most amazing performance by the Sydney Roosters, who claimed the Holden Cup for 2016. An amazing game of footy. And are we about to open up a little here? Billy Burns was hoping so. Here's Manny Luke. Mid-count already up to halfway.
Go, 3.
The try scorer, Winterstein.
Off the ball, 15.
Here's 10, hold 17.
Get 3 in the tackle from North Queensland. Very pleasing for Aaron Payne as Jake Brennan carries forward. And after points, this is a first-class set from the Penrith Panthers. And up we go from Dean Blore. Kalen Ponga is out jump there. Kick ahead.
Stay 10, Toddy.
Oh, and a mistake from North Queensland. They have gone back-to-back. Dean Blore with the try. And North Queensland did not deserve that, but they had to be cautious. They weren't.
Well, points after set of 6. An amazing set of 6 there from the Panthers. They had an attacking kick after points. Absolutely perfect. As a coach, that's exactly what you want. And they let the ball bounce at the back here. It's just, it's a nasty little one, just pops up there, and as all halves do, they follow through. And Blore earns his team another 4 points, but a great kick here.
Kalen probably didn't commit himself to the football as the coach would have liked, and it was a crook bounce. It was a nightmare bounce for Michael Carroll at the back as David Tangatoa, the Penrith Panthers coach, watches on.
One thing in this game, Andy, you make your own luck, and
yeah.
Kicks is only as good as its chase, and the Panthers had plenty of numbers around the ball there, and again, an unlucky bounce there for Carroll, but you've got to make your own luck in this game, and Blore.
You make your own luck, you get numbers around the football, and it's amazing what happens.
Well, we spoke about it being a 0-all scoreline at the 29th minute. 5 minutes later, we've got 2 tries and 12 points.
History tells the tale. If you go back and look at the last couple of years of the Penrith Panthers, as I explained in the opening 15 minutes, they simplify everything. They strip their game plan back to basics for 20, 25 minutes, and they grind you and they fight you in a rugby league sense. Then they open up on your first mistake, and that is exactly what they've done for a number of years now. It's exactly what they're doing here. Dean Blore with the extra, and in the blink of an eye, we are out to a dozen. 12-0, the Panthers over the Cowboys.
Kick is first, stay behind.
Got a relatively, I think, even under-20s or Holden Cup competition this year, and the run over the next 10 or 11 weeks into the finals is going to be a belter. The Sharks, the Panthers, the Dragons, the Knights, the Cowboys, the Eels, the Seagulls, all with a shot at this year's title. They've gone back-to-back, Penrith, looking for the three-peat here. Winterstein onto the 30-metre line. Brennan carting it forward. Not a lot flashy about what Big Jake does, but gee, it's effective from the interchange bench. Mitchell Kenny, again, quality performance defensively. He's up over 20 tackles. Winterstein again. Onto the 40. Kick time. Repeat. No, they keep it on the ground. And a second bouncer for Kalen Ponga, who accelerates, tries to get through the line, and the Panthers held on well there because it looked like Kalen was travelling.
Again, Andy, it's a very mature set of 6 from the Panthers. Nothing flash about it, just getting forward, getting through their plays, and a lovely kick on the end of it, making the Cowboys work out of their own end.
The system overseen in years past through with the under-20s by Ivan Cleary, now by Anthony Griffin. But some wonderful coaches assisting first grade and in under-20s also over the last couple of years. David Tankatoa, currently in charge of the 20s, and Cameron Serraldo, who's moved away from under 20s into a first-grade assistant position. Very, very good young coaches. You can't coach against that, mate.
Well, that's just effort.
That is effort. And that is brilliant from North Queensland. And Jake Clifford has been rewarded here for having a dig, because that's exactly what it was.
Well, watch where he chases this ball from. He knows it's going to the air. It's a planned play. He doesn't take his eyes off it. And he just commits to himself. Oh, that's a great try. As you said, Andy, that's just effort. There's no one else chasing. He knew the play was on.
Look at Clifford weave through here. There was 2 blockers. He knew through his periphery where they were. Didn't come near them, but didn't take his eye off the footy.
Andy, that's a real skill. When the ball's in the air like that and you're running towards the ball, trying to make the ground, to be able to get up in the air and catch that and judge where the ball's falling, that's a real skill. And geez, the Cowboys needed that. They're under all sorts of pressure. Probably looked like they were starting to open up a little bit, but that's a huge one going into the break.
There's a try you're going to remember for a while. That is superstar stuff. Good on you, Jake. Knock it over, mate, for your 6. And the Cowboys, just before half-time, are back in the game. Oh, he just scraped that through. 12 points to 6. Penrith over North Queensland. Probably not going to get a restart of play here. But, folks, we have got one hell of an under-20s game on our hands.
Well, I think this last 5 minutes has really set us up for a great second half. Plenty of footy being played. Both forward packs really starting to feel their way out there. Really is going to set us up for a great second half.
Half time. Ta, mate. Thank you.
An amazing first half of footy. As the siren sounds, it is the Panthers 12, the Cowboys 6. Good. Live second half action from 1300 Smiles Stadium. North Queensland playing host to the Penrith Panthers in the under-20s. It is 2 tries to 1, 12 points to 6 in favour of the Panthers, who have the ball first in this second half and thrown onto the back immediately. Here is Winterstein, the opening try scorer, trying to give his side the advantage from the whistle here in the second 40. Some wonderful attack, even better defence. Pushing forward here, Sam Martin-Savage. And an update on Solomon Vasuvalangi. We have just spoken to the North Queensland medical staff. Brent has been taken to hospital for precautionary scans, so our thoughts and wishes very much with Solomon and his family at the moment. Good first set from the Penrith Panthers. Cowboys looking to replicate or duplicate that, if you like. They want to mirror that and get back down this southern end of the field as quickly as they can. Wilshere rolled onto his back and slowed right up there. This is Michael Carroll, who last time here at 1300 Smiles Stadium bagged 4 against the Parramatta Eels. Playing short to the try scorer, Jake Clifford. Play number 4. Got themselves into the right field position here. Callum Garn tried to sell the dummy. The Panthers didn't buy. And up we go from Clifford. At the back for Akins. Nicely taken by Caleb. Under a bit of pressure there too from Cody Morn. The big right back row was following the ball downfield, Tatey, and looking for a collision.
Yeah, well, both teams have had a great start of this second half, very much similar to the first half, just getting through their sets, putting the opposition under plenty of pressure with their 5th and last plays, and a very mature game of footy we have here for the under-20s.
Been impressed by Manny Luke. That's him in 14 at dummy half. Oh, he had to reach for that, Sam Martin Savage. As a result of the poor service from dummy half, was a poor kick away out on the full. An uncharacteristic error.
Well, the pass, it wasn't a great one out of dummy half and was under all sorts of pressure to get that kick away. And there's a really good example of how important the service out of dummy half is, especially on those 5th and last plays. Geez, I've been impressed with the Panthers bench. Luke, Winterstein, Brennan, been really strong since they've come on the field, really made their impact felt.
Question mark over the pass, perhaps, to Konalua. It's him in 17. 14 tackles, 3 hit-ups in the opening 40 minutes for Big Connor. Run from Lloyd. It hasn't come as easy for Ryan as it did last start. Numbers have been good, though. 18 was Duane Dempsey. Playing short to the lead runner here. Cody Morn busted the first. Couldn't bust the second. Sam Martin Savage with the tackle. Grubber through. And the Cowboys are there. It is Nathan Trail. The ball bouncing awkwardly, ricocheting off legs. And again, it's about getting numbers around the football.
Yeah, well, Kalen Ponga got the call from his half to come back down this short side. Wasn't a great kick, but just bounced up nicely. And Nathan Trail, ever present. He's Mr. Fix-It, this Cowboys team. Can play anywhere, playing in the centres this week. Johnny on the spot picks it up, and still a little bit of work to do, but earns his team another 4 points, and an important 4 points.
Most experienced player in this Cowboys lineup in terms of under-20s football. The 38th game for Nathan, the try scorer. There he is. And wrapped. He'll go back and do exactly what he's been doing for the last 45 minutes, hunting the football. Good communicator. He's the glue on the right-hand side for the Cowboys.
He's a very good player, can play anywhere. He's played in the halves this year. He's played a lot of fullback when Kalen Ponga's gone up to first grade. He's a very important young player for this Cowboys side.
Speaking of important for the Cowboys side, this kick. No dramas, maybe some nervous moments, but no dramas for Jake Clifford. And after 45.5 minutes, we're locked at 12. And that probably is about right, from my seat anyway.
Absolutely, it's been a quality game of footy. It's interesting to see that set of 6 from the Cowboys. They hit the lead runner on both sides. But Kalen Ponga out the back, I just wonder how long before they pull the trigger and get the ball to him in an attacking raid.
The follow-up set, Peter Holler.
13-15 together.
15 there for North Queensland. Popping his head through, Duane Dempsey. What a kickstart this is to the Cowboys set on the third. They are just a couple of metres short of halfway. They were looking for the quick play, the ball there, they don't get it. Clifford backs into 3. Garner, dummy half, goes out to Holler. Peter's second touch of the set. And their in-hand portion of the set finishes on the 30-metre line. Ponga kicks through, test on fullback on fullback. Oh, Caleb Aikens showed plenty of ticker and plenty of talent because Kalen Ponga was screaming through.
Yeah, well, they spotted a little gap back on the inside there, Kalen Ponga, and right, Caleb Aiken had to hold his nerve there, wait for the ball to come up. He did very, very well. Because Kalen Ponga was putting all sorts of pressure on him.
Richie Munchow. He could well be the key in a tight, close-fought game like this. Here is Reed Izzard. ninth hit up this afternoon. Last tackle.
I'm here, mate.
Probably not the kick and the positioning that Penrith were after. Ball goes down to Michael Carroll. He makes it and easily back to the 30-metre line. The kicker on the right side of the field, Dean Bloor, was back very deep, almost not expecting the footy.
The Cowboys are winning this field position battle early in the second half.
Marshall Hudson. They trailed by 12 just before half-time in North Queensland as Kurt Wilshere comes into the middle to help out. Right-hand play, bouncing towards the touchline, just not fast enough for Aikens. And Caleb, well, the design was to drag him into row 4 of the grandstand, but he hit the anchors pretty successfully, dropped to the ground, and saved his Panthers side.
Just love the way Jay Clifford controls fifth and last plays. He's got a good young head on his shoulders. I think he's going to be a real player of the future. And Jonathan, the great Jonathan Thurston, he won't be playing today, but won't be around forever. And there's got to be a succession plan for the Cowboys. I just wonder if Jay Clifford's in the forefront of the Cowboys' minds.
Luke, back to Bloor. Oh, good luck with this at the back. He does exceptionally well, Kalen Ponga, because that was as big and awkward as a spiral bomb as you are ever going to see.
Well, he hit it beautifully and it was spinning around. That's a great catch by Kalen Ponga. Geez, I remember being under those, being nervous, Andy. That was a great take by Ponga.
Wasn't it?
Fix him up! Fix him up! Win that!
Yep, Kalen travelling to the football and then realised what type of kick it was and took those extra 2 steps to get into that perfect position, running away to his left. Really well done. Again, over halfway. Doing it very well, North Queensland. A kick finding plenty of space. Oh.
Thanks, mate.
Oh, Caleb.
Yeah, you pack scrum. We'll swap sides.
Big deep breaths now, young fella. You showed plenty of patience there.
We just gave Jake Clifford a big rap about taking control of the fifth and last, and then Dunn obviously steps up, and that's a great kick. A couple of metres off the line, earning his team a break. And
what about the last 2 bounces? They're pushing it out. Go, go, go.
Back in Penrith, lock it all the way down. Heading Kalen.
Completion rates outstanding. Both 18 completed sets from 22 and 23 opportunities with the footy. You're at a dozen. Locked at a dozen with just under half an hour remaining. The Cowboys have finished second after a home and away portion of the season the last 2 years. The Panthers have made the grand final the last 2 years. 1 win, 1 loss. And we'll see some graduates from that successful Panthers NYC side. First grade, just over an hour's time. Guys like Dylan Edwards and Delamatini Selesniak in years past. Nathan Cleary, Corey Haruiranada, Isaiah Yeo, amongst others. It is proven to be just an amazing rugby league nursery and very well managed, the Panthers.
Oh, well, and you rattle off some of those names, Andy, and there's some of the brightest prospects we have in the NRL, and it's a real feather in the cap to what they're doing out there at the Panthers and their younger grades. Just these young boys coming through the 20s, coming through the system, going on to bigger and better things.
Get out there and get square.
Seen a few likely customers out here in this 52-odd minutes. Names you will see in the NRL in the years to come. Some quality performers, this young man, one of them. Horsberg, locked forward. Clifford has knocked it backwards. The ball's still alive here. It's still the last for Penrith, for the Cowboys. A kick from Carroll, an easy take for Penrith, and all of a sudden, the momentum has switched.
Well, it only takes one bad pass from dummy half, and all of a sudden your team's under all sorts of pressure, Andy. And you saw it in the first half with the Panthers, with Savage not getting a good pass from dummy half on the 5th and last, and he kicked it out on the full, and then the Cowboys coming up with a bad result there.
Reed Izzard settling things down for Penrith boys. Jake Brennan rolled onto his back importantly there, and just slowing the ball down as they go to Sam Martin-Savage. Back on the inside, the winger, Daniel Brown, searching and running around the football. No, it wasn't. It was the 16, Mick Travell. Oh, that's lovely. That is just lovely. Sam Martin-Savage did it all himself. Did it so well. This is vision, speed and ability.
Well, he was involved in the play before where Revel got tackled and he got on his bike back out to this right-hand side. It's just speed, holding the ball on 2 hands, Andy. He spotted a little gap, and that's great vision from Savage, just to find his way over there and score what was a really important try for the Panthers.
That is just tormenting poor Kurt Wilshere on the left-hand side for the Cowboys, who did as well as he could possibly do. But they were outnumbered, the Cowboys. Martin-Savage was running that beautiful arcing line, ball in 2 hands, and you just know he's got 2 on his outside if he wants to pass. Or if he wants to utilise that step, he's going to make a defender grab for air, and that was exactly the option he chose.
Oh, the play before, Andy, where he passed it back inside, he was on this left-hand side, and then it's just instinct to find his way back out to that right-hand side. Just feel as though there's an opportunity out there. And he worked really hard to get out there, and it's the old saying, Andy, ball in 2 hands, puts the defensive minds in all sorts of doubt. He created an opportunity for himself and scored a wonderful solo try.
Looking for his 150th point in 20s football. Dean Blore here, a try and 2 goals already. On the eastern side of 1300 Smile Stadium. Nice and casual, trying to get the heart rate back down. Front on style, a kicker, and he's got it. That is a beauty from young Dean. 3 from 3 today. David Tangatoa's Penrith Panthers, they lead 18 points to 12. Great try, Sam Martin-Savage. What have the Cowboys got?
Well, Andy, it's all off the back of that bad pass from dummy half on the 5th and last play. You talk about little moments in games that have huge momentum swings, and
Stay onside.
a bad pass to Clifford doesn't get a good kick away on the 5th and last, and all of a sudden the Panthers are up 18-12.
In the first half, when Penrith finally found the try line, they found it again about 60 seconds later at the end of the very next set. Surely that's at the front of the Cowboys' mind at the moment. Something they're watching for, but also something the Penrith Panthers are hoping to repeat. They know it's possible. Powering their way through the middle of the field. Conservative so far up to play number 3. Here is Reed Izzard. Izzard, head pops through the line. He is rolled and thrown onto his back. Good meters here from Penrith. 16 is Mick Travell. And they're tackled on the 30. Martin-Savage left-hand side, that's where they go. Pops it onto the left boot. Oh! And allowed to play on here.
Well, he's away.
It's a try. Michael Carroll has run 90-odd metres and has scored under the post.
Yeah, mate.
plenty of controversy here. We don't have a video ref, but we did have 4 officials out there, and point blank, Penrith was completely run off the ball. Keep your eye on the Panther, bottom left of screen, Daniel Brown. Just taken out as an attacker, but defensively, he was also the guy taken.
Yeah, well, I think if there was a video ref, they'd be certainly looking at that. Nathan Trail just only had eyes for taking him, running him off the ball, and probably did it illegally. But at the end of the day, the refs all saw it.
Yep.
It's for, yeah. He showed a great set of heels here, Carroll, because there's plenty of people chasing him, and the Cowboys hit back. Hit back in style.
It is what it is, and the decision, they will even out over the course of the year. It's very easy to be critical looking at replays. That's not our go.
Well, in Origin the other night, Andy, they were just tackling them with the players running through, so
yeah.
It's a bit of a lottery at the moment.
Yeah, it is.
Running off the ball. Yeah,
it is a bit of a lottery. And as a result, that probably makes it even harder on the officials.
Well,
when it is a lottery and you see right penalties and wrong penalties in every game, it confuses the issue. Not that it takes much to confuse you and I either, old mate. As the flags go up here, oh yes, they are smiles, all smiles, the Cowboys. And once again, we're locked up. 18 points all. North Queensland and Penrith in a beauty. Almost an hour in. The Cowboys down to 16 men with Solomon Vasuvalungi taken from the field on the Medicab earlier.
Stay behind!
And has been taken to hospital for precautionary scans and a checkup. Once again, we hope Solomon's okay. We hope he's feeling fine and back playing footy and operating at 100% very, very shortly. What a 20 minutes we've got here. Just when you think one side is getting on top, it changes and quickly. Just 9 errors in the game. You'd take that number in any first grade game, wouldn't you?
Well, the Cowboys against the Storm last week completed over 90% of the ball. That's why Aaron Payne was so disappointed with the loss. Their completion rate was great defensively.
Nice. Yeah, that was good from Ryan Lloyd. They've kept this alive. Duane Dempsey.
Go, tackle 4.
It is play 4. Horsburgh takes it into the line, solo. He's met by 3. Good numbers in defence for Penrith. It means they're short somewhere else, though.
Stay 10.
Popping it over the top. Clifford forced to make a play at Aikens and back into the field of play. He had no right to get there.
Well, it was a great kick.
Oh, he's caught one on the eye, I suppose, as well.
Well, it was a great kick there by Clifford. Perfectly weighted kick. I thought for all money, he was no chance of getting out, but geez, he's done well here. Picks the ball up late. Brings it back into the field of play, and Wushko, a bit of a head clap on the knee.
He's just got an accidental knee there from Nathan Trail, perhaps. Nothing in it, certainly nothing deliberate. A good style of a young boat too, Caleb. I hope that doesn't do the face any massive issues. Oh, hello. Oh, no. We've got a break, and a good one.
You've put the commentator's curse on him.
Oh, I'm going to follow him round after the game. You always try and pick an ugly bloke to stand next to, Toadie. It makes you look better.
Geez, it's a tough game. He's worn just the accidental knee there. And it doesn't look good.
Oh. Taking one right on the beak. Oh, tissues going up both sides, so it's going to be hard to breathe, plus the pain. We're trying to nicely ask Corey Horsburgh here in 13 to get out of the way so we can get a good shot and look at the beak. but it's at right angles.
It's a tough game.
Isn't it a tough? He wants to play on, and the ref's saying, oh, mate, you're bleeding. You've got to go out the back. You've got to go off. The trainer's saying, come on, pal, your nose is sideways. And Caleb, the fullback, saying, oh, go away, the lot of you. I just want to play footy. He hasn't actually come off the field. He's still on, but getting tended to in back play. It's a big clean-up job. Penrith battle on regardless. Munchow. Stefano Haller back onto the football field. Haller and Tom Skinner were so effective for this footy side in the opening 20 minutes, and that's exactly what David Tangata will be looking for. Michael Carroll off the legs, links with Kalen Ponga. He travels across field, has got a great right foot step. Then off the left, back to the middle. Finally, he's taken the ground in a tackle of 2. This has got Kalen Ponga's name all over it.
Yeah, the broken field play, that's where he's absolutely at his best. I love the pass from Carroll, just giving him a bit of room to move, and he's got great feet.
Caleb Akins is back at fullback for Penrith.
Now we go 10. Give room 16. 10. Yeah, good stuff.
Will he be tested here? Playing through the middle is Jaden Stevens. Good run from the big number 10. Juan Dempsey, a dummy half, like what he's produced so far. Here is Clifford, back on the inside to the 18, Dempsey. And for the first time, the Cowboys hit the lead.
Well, what a play from Jay Clifford. He has been outstanding today. I've just loved the control that he's played with, the options that he's come up with. And as you see here, he sees the Marcus chase hard, off the right foot, accelerates, one-handed pass back into Juan Dempsey. And that's just great vision, Andy. Good young player, playing in the halves, confident, sees an opportunity, and Juan Dempsey wasn't going to stop him from that far out. Just a great play there from Jay Clifford.
Plays with the type of vision that my man Braithen Astor did for so long, over so many clubs, so many years and tries. Dempsey has certainly added something, and something different to this footy side in and around dummy half. And that's not a slide on Caleb Garn. I thought Caleb was exceptional early, but a different style of footballer, Juan Dempsey. Aaron Payne's used him well.
Well, he's enthusiastic, and he's got good leg speed around the middle of the park, and as we've seen from his carries today, he just runs the ball with plenty of aggression and runs to break the line, Andy, and he's certainly earned himself another 4 points by backing up again Jake Clifford. Big rap to him. That was great vision, great speed, and great skill.
Perfectly kicked. Jake Clifford. Haven't had a goal miss so far today. And all of a sudden, we're going to find out if the Cowboys are front runners and how good Penrith are in chasing the scoreboard. We haven't seen it as yet. Just over 15 minutes remaining, and in 15 minutes of under-20s football, absolutely anything can happen. But keep in mind, in the minutes prior to half-time, it was 12-0 to Penrith. Awkward bounce. And a couple of nervous moments there for the Cowboys, because there seemed to be confusion over who, if anyone, was going to attack the football.
Well, they certainly rolled the dice there, Andy. Golden rules, catch a footy on the full. Lucky to get away with that one.
Good run from Jaden Stevens. Here is Horsburgh again. Little assist there from Fuimono. Dempsey starts left, finishes right. Oh, Ray Maroon coming in late, but okay, according to the refs. Maybe Juan Dempsey would like to disagree. Always dangerous, isn't it, when you see that third player in against a standing ball carrier. And here is Caleb Aikens, sporting a new look. And yet we do have a problem downfield. Now, the trainers are calling the referee to stop the game. We have got a knee problem, unfortunately. I think it is Juan Dowling. And I hope not.
Number 2.
Juan Dempsey, should I say?
Oh, well, you call it the third man in, attacking at the legs. Oh, geez, it's dangerous.
It's into the hip. But when the hip goes, when the hip's contacted, everything buckles beneath. Oh, you could see the inside of the knee.
And it's when the knee's got the pressure on it. As you can see here, when he hits it, he's got all his weight on that leg. And that's when the damage is done. There's a fair bit of concern back here for young Dwan. Oh, that's awful. For young Dwan Dempsey, let's just hope it's...
They're already down to 16, the Cowboys too. No,
he's coming
the
off.
trainers have said no good here, which is just horrible for the young bloke who we only just finished saying has been a really exciting addition in this second half to this footy side.
Well, he's been excellent, as we said. His leg speed and just his carries in the middle of the field have been first class today, and that's a real blow for the Cowboys with 14 minutes to go. That's a huge blow.
So, Juan, we hope you're not in as much pain, buddy, as you look. We hope it's not as bad as it looks.
Wait, boys, wait.
No one deserves it, and you've been wonderful this afternoon. A great game of rugby league, but the injury count, the rate of attrition is high. Penrith with the footy. Ryan 2. Out on the right wing, on the left wing is Daniel Brown. Between them, a heap of tries, but it's Martin Savage and Bloor. They're going to be setting them up in the middle of the park. Whereas the Cowboys, much of their focus is on the halves and the fullback. Penrith have probably got maybe a few more options. Here is Kalen Ponga. Positioned beautifully once again. He's got a good read of the game today, Kalen. Takes that ball nicely out to the 20-metre line, and now it's up to his teammates. Play this midfield football effectively with some energy, getting down the other end of the park. They are really bunched, the Cowboys. In terms of body language, the Panthers look to have the Cowboys covered.
Yeah, they do, the Cowboys. I might be a little bit guilty of clock watching here. They have got a bit of a lead. I don't think they should shut up shop yet. There's still plenty of footy to be played, and the Panthers have done a great job on Kalen Ponga today. He's been kept relatively quiet by his standards.
In the middle.
Caleb Aikens under pressure, but a knock on from Jake Clifford. Again, a little halfback was chasing through. Penrith down to... Sorry, Caleb.
That's not a bad... It's an awful look.
Awful look.
Just hats off for him to stay out there.
Yeah, difficult there for the refs, and also both the guys jumping for the football. Now, Ray Maroon has only just made his way back into the line for the Penrith Panthers. He's been down injured. This is Mossy Philo. This left-hand side. That midfield footy. Ryan 2 assisting. Here is Mitravel. Into Cowboys part of the field. It's tackle number 2, so they're going to get 2 more cracks here. The first one through big Tommy Skinner. Under the short side, Martin Savage. Everyone's on side. Pressure on the Cowboys. who showed a great deal of patience, watched the ball go into touch.
It's probably the Panthers there. They didn't really throw too much at the Cowboys. They are behind on the scoreboard. I'd like to see them start to hit a bit of an edge. It was very one-out football there from the Panthers, and probably not the kick that Savage would want to come up with it. Want to keep the ball in play. Keep this Cowboys team under pressure. Probably come up with the wrong option there, and they're finding touch.
Let's go, boys. Heads down. Okay, head down. Ball. Put it in.
We've got centres at halfback and fullbacks at lock and front rowers in the back row. That is the modern day scrum, and it is what it is, and we play on. Ponga, little bit of space, and a little bit almost became a whole lot. Almost through the line, young Caleb.
Well, I really like that play from the Cowboys.
Yep.
He's getting him on an edge, got plenty of speed. He's always a threat with ball in hand. We haven't seen enough of that this afternoon.
So nice when you've got a front rower on your inside as the first hit up, but also the pass. He attracts those outside defenders immediately. And as a result, the outside attackers generally got one less bloke to run at. Nice run from Callum Guard. And a drop ball, it's ruled, after an in-hand gain of 55 metres. And Callum's saying, what the? How the?
Watch the replay here, but they've done everything right to this point. Oh, that's a...
Seconds together.
I thought that might have been a penalty, Andy.
Seconds together. Whole shortcut here.
3-3 the penalty count.
Nice and close.
70 minutes in.
Yeah, when you lock.
Been a real reflection of the game, the penalties. I've actually just let it go, let the game flow.
Yep.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, ball. Coming, mate. Yeah, I'm through.
And we restart. Just short of halfway. The Penrith Panthers with Robbie Munchow. To Jake Brennan. They trail by 6, the Panthers, the competition favourites along with the Cronulla Sharks and front runners along with the Cronulla Sharks. Here is Billy Burns. Wanting the penalty, arguing for the penalty but not getting it. Stefano Haller. 16 metres out. Left side of the field, Martin Savage out the back. Numbers here for Penrith. Brown was forced to stop and prop, then he had nowhere to go, so he heads infield. Daniel Brown and almost steps his way to the line regardless. Mitchell Kenny moves to dummy half. He plays wide to Bloor. Long pass. The Panthers still alive until the final pass, and Brian too has left it behind.
Oh, well, it's great defence from the Cowboys. An opportunity over here on the left-hand side was shut down. Then they swing it all the way back out to the right. They get the winger free, and he just has a quick look up and can't handle it. But it's great defence, great scrambling defence from the Cowboys. And great attack from the Panthers.
Penrith have won the last 4 head-to-head, and in doing so, they've scored 32 points at least in each game. So following a very different script, this one. What a game of footy it has been, and it would only be fitting if it went down to the final couple of seconds. The players deserve it. Midfield footy here from North Queensland, who matched, then betted Penrith at that over the course of the last 70-odd minutes. And if you want to go punch for punch with the Cowboys and keep standing, you are doing very, very well. Question over a fumble there from Horsburgh. Play on as the ball goes high. Daniel Brown under a heap of pressure. There was 1 Panther and 4 Cowboys. Not only did Daniel Brown get the football, he also made 8 or 9 metres. That is awesome work.
Oh, it's a great take by him, like you said, Andy, under all sorts of pressure. Didn't have too much protection, got up in the air, and still manages to find another 10 or 15 metres off the back of a great take.
The replay box, yeah, that is That is awesome work from Daniel Brown. We've seen him a couple of times this year. Gee, I'm a fan of the kid. 30 metres out, middle of the count here. They played through Dean Bloor. Looks on his inside, is forced to go to the outside. Eventually they go back and change the angle. They find Mitch Ravel, some second phase footy. It's on here for Penrith if they're good enough. Sam Martin-Savage takes the ball to ground. Mitchell Kenny moves into dummy half. Sam Martin-Savage, he's lost the ball on the last tackle, 2 metres out from the line.
Well, again, it's a desperation defence from the Cowboys. Savage is involved. Involvement the last couple of sets have been outstanding, and you think if the Panthers are going to hit back, it's going to come from something that he does, but reaches out here. Oh, he's lost it, the tackle.
When you're ready.
And again, great defence from the Cowboys. They just hang on.
I think it was Cody Morn right in the middle of that. It certainly wouldn't surprise. Gee, he can tackle, but for the Cowboys again, the number 13 with the ball now, Corey Horsburgh, 41 tackles. He leads the sheet by a mile.
He's just one of those players, Andy, you've got to have in your team. Every team needs one of them, and he certainly does.
Oh, Ponga.
A wonderful job for the Cowboys.
Yeah, Juggle, look at the footwork here. He can make the impossible possible, Kalen Ponga, with runs like that. And a penalty to North Queensland here. That's an instinct. You certainly can't.
Oh, he couldn't help it.
You can't have a crack at Mitch Ravel here. He was standing there minding his own business, and the ball ends up aimed at his head. Of course he takes it.
Well, as a two, we've only got 4 minutes to play. You think the Cowboys are set up to take a 1 point here and push it out to 7.
Not often we see the field goal in under-20s football. An awesome lineup on this edition of Super Saturday. The Cowboys and the Panthers from right here in Townsville. Following that, the Raiders and the Broncos from Canberra. And then we're headed to Adelaide for the Roosters and the Storm. What a lineup on Fox League. And lining it up at the moment, the Cowboys lining up 1 point. Early in the count here. Time for Caleb Fuimono just to do his thing. Ponga and also Clifford are your go-tos on this right-hand side of the field. Off the upright. And all of a sudden, it is advantage Penrith, despite the fact they have 85 metres to go. Not only did they miss the point, but the ball didn't go dead, so they don't get it back.
Well, he hit it beautifully.
Didn't he?
So confident, he had plenty of time to get rid of it as well, and jeez.
Oh! That, my friends, is a hospital pass. And Daniel Brown has done so well to keep a hold of that, because Nathan Trail, he smacked him. This is Stefano Haller. What about the defence here from North Queensland? Limited them to 35 metres. And a little chip over the top. It is all now in North Queensland's favour. Their attack is superior, their defence is superb, as we have just seen.
Well, that's what's earned them the lead here today. It's been their defence, their scrambling defence on their line. They've been simply outstanding. They've turned up for each other all day. With a couple of minutes to go, I wonder if they set up again for another shot at a field goal.
Just 2 minutes remaining, 6 points the difference. It's not over yet, midway through the count. Horsburgh lumbering into the line, just trying to get those extra few metres to set up Jake Clifford for his shot at 1 point. Callum Garn takes it to ground. You can see Clifford in one over this side of the field. So close early. 6 again, is that the call? No, play on. And still the last tackle, so it hasn't worked here for North Queensland.
Kick is there.
Taking control of the football was the number 6, Mitchell Dunn. He kicks it dead, and with 90 seconds remaining, we're coming back for a 7-tackle set from the 20 and one last chance for the Penrith Panthers.
Well,
They can't win it, but they can square it if they're good enough.
well, as a coach, the last thing you'd want to do is see the ball dribble over the dead ball line and give them a 7-tackle set, and that's exactly what they've done, the Cowboys. Not the right option there from Dunn.
The 16 is Mitch Ravel. Tackle number 2, 2 metres short of halfway. Short side work here, trying to pop his body through the line was big Billy Burns, has been good again. Ball dropped, game over. The Cowboys will win this. 40 seconds to go, Penrith trying to reset the scrum, you be the judge. We've seen them go both ways every game, every week, I guess, since 1908.
You need to be in.
And time is off
Stand
now
up,
with
but don't go
24
anywhere,
seconds
boys.
remaining. An outstanding game of football. Commiserations to the Panthers. Congratulations to the Cowboys, who are just going to
That's my job, boys. You just
watch the clock
Boys,
and as
stay
slowly
square
as
and
they
hold the weight.
possibly can, count it
Ball
down.
in, time on. Ball out. Go with him, mate.
Nothing silly
Yeah,
here. 2 hands on the footy. Take it to ground. A huge Super Saturday. You will not miss a thing right here on Fox League. 3 NRL games and 3 belters live, back to back to back.
And hold.
Your afternoon is settled. We hope you enjoy. Full time here in the Holden Cup. As the siren sounds, we have a penalty.
You're on the mark, Todd.
So one more play. Talk about anticlimactic. Even the Cowboys don't want to restart. Takes the tap, kicks it out and confirms it. North Queensland 24, Penrith 18, the 20s are done. It's time for first grade on Super Saturday.